It happens without warning. You're sitting across from your mom, someone you've known your entire life, and for a few seconds, something shifts. You look at her face, and your brain quietly asks a question it has no business asking. Who is this person? Not in a dramatic way, just a flicker. A strange 2-second gap or the face in front of you stops feeling like someone you know. Like the familiarity drained out for a moment and then slowly came back. You probably didn't tell anyone because how do you explain that? Hey mom, for a second I forgot you were my mom. But it happens to almost everyone. And it has a name. It's called jamais vu, French for never seen, the opposite of déjà vu. Where déjà vu makes something new feel familiar, jamais vu makes something completely familiar feel suddenly strange, like your brain wiped the recognition and you're seeing it fresh for the first time. Here's why it happens. Your brain doesn't actually look at your mom's face every time you see her. It stopped doing that a long time ago. Instead, it built a shortcut, a stored pattern it recognizes instantly without effort. The moment you walk into a room and see her, your brain doesn't process her face. It matches it to the pattern and moves on in milliseconds. This is why you can recognize your mom from behind, from across a crowded room, half asleep. The pattern is so deeply embedded that recognition is almost automatic. But sometimes that system resets. When you stare at something too long, or you're tired, or your attention drifts in just the right way, the automatic recognition briefly switches off. And instead of the shortcut, your brain tries to process the face the slow way, the way it would process a stranger's face. And suddenly, nothing matches. The face is there, but the feeling of knowing it is gone. It usually lasts a few seconds, the system reboots, familiarity floods back, and you feel slightly strange about the fact that you just spent 3 seconds not recognizing your own mother. This same thing happens with words. Pick any word, even a simple one like door, and stare at it for 30 seconds. Read it over and over. At some point, it will stop looking like a word. The letters will start to look arbitrary, meaningless, like you've never seen them before. Same mechanism. Your brain overloaded the pattern and the meaning temporarily dropped out. Now, here's where it gets stranger. For most people, jamais vu lasts a few seconds and passes. But for some people, it doesn't pass. There's a rare neurological condition called Capgras syndrome, where the familiarity signal is permanently disconnected from the face recognition system. People with Capgras syndrome can look at their husband or wife or parent, recognize that the person looks exactly like their loved one, and still be completely convinced that it's not really them, that someone has replaced them, an imposter wearing a perfect copy of their face. They know it sounds irrational. Some of them know it intellectually, but the feeling of recognition, that warm signal your brain sends when it sees someone it knows, is simply not there. And without that signal, the logical conclusion the brain reaches is this is not the same person. There have been cases of people calling the police, refusing to sleep in the same house as their own spouse, demanding the imposter leave. The face is identical, the voice is identical. Everything is identical, but the brain's familiarity circuit is broken, and nothing can overwrite it. What that tells you is something important. The feeling of knowing someone isn't in your eyes. It isn't rational. It's a signal your brain generates automatically, below the level of thought. You don't recognize your mom because you've analyzed her face and concluded it's her. You recognize her because your brain sends you a feeling, a quiet, instant signal that says, safe, known, her. And almost all of the time, that signal is so reliable you never notice it's even there. Until one day, for just a moment, it blinks off. And in that 2-second gap, in that strange, quiet flicker, you accidentally see your mom the way a stranger would see her. Just a face. And then the signal comes back. She's your mom again. She always was. Your brain just reminded you, without meaning to, how much invisible work it does to make the people you love feel like home.